Yeah, you good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you look nice and relaxed, fella.
Yeah, man, good.
Lennox, why are stadium fights so special in heavyweight boxing?
Stadium fights for me are outdoor. You know, you're outside. It's not an indoor thing. You kind of feel different, special. The roar of the crowd is different as well. It's deeper when it's outside. And, you know, who doesn't like boxing outside?
Now, AJ's trying to win a world title for the 3rd time. You did it, Holyfield did it, Muhammad Ali did it. That's good company. Do you think that's important to him? Or should he think about that, do you think?
I think it's important to become 3-time heavyweight champion. You know, not many boxers have done that, and the ones that have done it are special. So, you know, he's part of the crew. Now,
AJ looks like and fights like a different person since he teamed up with Ben Davison a couple of fights ago. Because before that, in Usyk fights, he seemed a bit confused. Have you liked the new AJ? Have you liked what you've seen over the last couple of fights?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely has a lot more focus on his face, and his eyes look more focused, and he's going out there and doing what he needs to do. I mean, against the opponents that he had to do that, and he proved the point.
Because after Fury and Ngannou, you and I had a chat, and you just said that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. So what AJ did really was what should have happened. It's what I'm saying. It's what you would have done.
Absolutely. You know, you go in there, box a guy that hasn't really boxed, and you only give him a couple rounds. Boom, he shouldn't go more than a couple rounds with you.
Do you expect to see the same AJ against Dubois, quite an aggressive AJ from the very start, or do you think he might box sensibly? What's your gut feeling?
I think he's gonna be like, I think he's hungry right now, and you know, all he needs is a nice piece of meat. And you could say Daniel Dubois is that guy that he can go out there and unload on, and if he doesn't, then he shouldn't be there, type of thing.
Is there a danger that AJ could underestimate Dubois?
Yeah, of course.
That can happen.
You can't go. Well, it's that thing. The guy the same size as you can pack a punch just like you, so you got to be careful and not make sure you're open for those type of shots. So long as he's got his defense intact, and Anthony Joshua's got a good defense, so it's going to take a lot to get through that defense.
And Dubois, just like AJ's impressed in his last couple of fights, so's Dubois. He's been against the last 2 fights. I think he starts as a decent underdog, and he stopped both of them. You must have been impressed with that.
I was impressed because I almost seen the changing of the guards type of thing, you know, where he reached the point of the fight and said, hey, you still here? But, you know, I feel good and you're puffing. So he went out there and did the job and stopped him. So, you know, he's, to me, grew as a boxer.
Does that make him a danger against AJ in the sense that he's been hurt, he's been stopped, but he's come back, and Dubois looks as confident as AJ looks.
Yeah, I mean, he's been sitting in the backgrounds for so long that, you know, it's like people don't respect him, and he wants that respect out there, and this is how he can get that respect. Beat the #1 guy that everybody's respecting and that's getting all the accolades, you know, beat him, and then that pushes you to #1.
This is a unique heavyweight championship fight because it's in the UK and it's 2 Brits. You had the same thing when you fought Bruno in Cardiff. And the belts are lovely, Lennox, of course. The belts are lovely and the payday's lovely. But there's a lot of pride and respect on the line as well.
This is what I've been saying. A lot of pride, a lot of respect. You know, just because Daniel Dubois is quiet doesn't mean his brain's quiet. He's been thinking about a lot. He knows that this is an important time for him, and he's been waiting for an important time like this so he can prove himself. So, you know, for me, it's a great fight, a great British fight. These guys are going to be serious out there. It's no play fight.
Your fight with Bruno, was there extra edge because you were both British? Was there extra edge?
Yes, there was. There was extra, and, you know, he was telling me to go back to Canada, and I was telling him a couple of things, and, you know, we revved each other up.
You enjoyed that, didn't you? And quietly you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
If the other person started first.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of people don't realize there's a big mental factor there in boxing, and also, you know, a physical factor, but the mental factor is big.
From what you've seen so far of Dubois and AJ, who do you think's got the upper ground? Who do you think's got the advantage in the war of words and the staring that's taken place so far?
I wasn't really looking at that too much to really focus on it, but, you know, I could see a lot of focus in Anthony Joshua's eyes, you know, like he can't wait to get there type of thing. And, you know, as far as Daniel's concerned, he's defending the belt. So he's got a belt to defend, and, you know, here's his chance to be number one. All of that is on his mind. So, you know, both of them are heavy on thoughts.
If you had to predict an outcome and a finish, what would it be?
If I had to predict, you know, I think it's going to be a real good fight. I don't think it's going to go the distance. I think both of them pack a punch, and it's really who can get through first. I think, you know, Anthony Joshua has the upper hand right now. You know, he's got more experience and, you know, the mental focus. You know, he's got a lot to prove that way. But don't worry, Daniel's there. He's been thinking, you know, he's been working, and he wants to be top dog as well.
If you had to tell some people that didn't know this fight was happening, okay, and there's not very many people in London at the moment, what would you tell them in a short sentence? You've just met 4 people, and they have no idea it's happening. Tell them why they should watch this fight on Saturday.
Okay. No, I would say this is a fight just like me and Frank Bruno, just like me and Gary Mason. It's a British fight, and, you know, it's the top dog. It's like who's the best in England, and both guys want it, and both guys are from different areas, and both guys support different football teams. So it's gonna be a good fight.